You know, in the food service industry, it's often the things you can't see that can really hurt you. We're talking about an invisible threat that's probably impacting your kitchen right now. But don't worry, we're also going to look at a really smart, modern solution that's designed to protect your food, your good name, and yeah, your profits. So let's dive right in. So let's just ask the big question right up front. Is food spoilage literally eating into your profits? I mean, it's the thing that keeps chefs and owners tossing and turning at night, right? You do everything right. You get the best ingredients. You nail the recipes. You've got a great team. But every single day, there's this invisible enemy turning your beautiful, fresh inventory into waste. The real question is, do you know how much that's actually costing you? I want you to picture any professional kitchen, maybe even yours. It's the same story everywhere, isn't it? You've got high humidity, you've got all this organic stuff from fats and proteins, people are constantly walking around, and you've got raw food near prepared food. I mean, it's basically the perfect storm for all sorts of nasty little microbes to grow. And listen, this isn't about having a dirty kitchen, not at all. This is just the reality of a busy, successful kitchen. Okay, so let's talk about the real cost of contamination. And spoiler alert, it is so much more than just throwing out a bit of food. Think of it like a domino effect, one that can seriously mess with your whole operation. And here's where it all connects, you see. It starts with food spoiling faster than it should. That obviously leads to more write-offs and, poof, lost profits. But then, a contaminated display case could lead to a food safety issue. What happens then? Customer complaints, bad reviews, your reputation takes a hit. And what's the go-to fix? Usually, it's these harsh, aggressive chemicals that smell awful, can corrode your equipment, and force you to shut down for a deep clean. It's just this vicious, expensive cycle you're constantly fighting. So what if you could just stop that cycle, break it completely? What if, instead of always reacting and putting out fires, you could actually prevent them from ever starting? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about here. We're moving from just cleaning to proactively protecting. It's a total game changer. And here it is. This is the solution we've been building up to, Psi-14 Pharma Colloidal Silver. Now, this was created specifically for the tough, high-stakes world of professional kitchens. And I want to be really clear, this isn't just another cleaning spray. Think of it as your front line of defense against all that contamination we were just talking about. So you're probably asking, okay, but what is this stuff? It's actually pretty simple. It's basically a super stable water-based liquid that has these teeny tiny microscopic particles of pure silver in it. And here's what's just as important, what's not in it. There's no chlorine, no alcohol, none of those nasty, aggressive chemicals you're used to smelling in other sanitizers. It's powerful tech, but in a really clean, simple package. And the way it works is honestly brilliant. Those tiny silver particles are like little guardians. They go up to microorganisms. We're talking bacteria, mold, fungi, and they basically break down their cell walls. They just completely shut down their ability to function, which means they can't grow and they can't multiply on your surfaces. Simple as that. Okay, that's the science, and it sounds great, right? But you know what they say, seeing is believing. Let's take a look at the actual visible impact this stuff has. This is the really cool part. Wow, okay, just look at this. It doesn't get much clearer, does it? On the left, you've got a slice of bread in a container that was treated with a silver solution. On the right, a totally untreated slice. They were both just left to sit for 2 weeks. The difference is, I mean, it's night and day. The treated slice looks almost perfect, while the other one is just a fuzzy green mess. That's that protective barrier in action, right there. And it's not a one-trick pony. Check out the same test, but this time with cherry tomatoes. Again, left for 2 weeks. The treated tomatoes on the left, they look pretty good, but the untreated ones on the right are already starting to break down and get mushy. This just shows you how well it works to keep fresh produce, well, fresh. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the microscopic level, to see why it works so well. What you're looking at are 2 petri dishes. The one on the left was untreated, and you can see it's just covered in bacterial colonies. But the dish on the right, it was treated with the colloidal silver. The result? Nothing. Total wipeout. The bacteria just couldn't grow. This is the engine that's keeping that bread and those tomatoes looking so good. So let's talk numbers, because they're pretty incredible. We are talking a 99.9% reduction in harmful pathogens. And that includes the big scary ones like E. coli, a huge concern for food safety, as well as really stubborn stuff like mold and fungi. And what does that mean for your bottom line? Well, it can translate to a potential 30 to 50% longer shelf life for your food. Just think about that for a second. Imagine cutting your waste from spoilage by a third, or even by half. That's real money back in your pocket. Now, this next one is a huge deal for your team and your schedule. The protection doesn't just fade away in a few hours. Nope, it stays active on your surfaces for up to 7 days. That means you get a powerful, lasting shield from just one weekly application. Talk about efficiency. And you're probably wondering if it's complicated to use. It's actually the opposite. It is so easy. Step 1, you just mix the concentrate with some water. Step 2, you apply it with a normal sprayer or a fogger. And step 3, you let it air dry. That's it. No rinsing, no wiping, no extra steps. It just slots right into your current routine. Super simple. Okay, so this is where we need to shift our thinking a little bit. We have to stop looking at sanitation as just another expense on the books. With this kind of proactive approach, it's not a cost. It's an investment, one that actually pays you back. Let's break down the math with a really simple example. Let's say, just for argument's sake, your kitchen loses around $500 a month to spoilage. The SIP 14 program might cost you about $82 a month. Now, even with a super conservative 20% reduction in waste, you're saving $100. See what happened there? You didn't just cover the cost of the program, you're actually making money. The system literally pays for itself and then some. So when you put the old way right next to the new way, the choice is, well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? On one hand, you have aggressive chemicals that damage your gear, smell terrible, need to be rinsed off, and have to be applied every single day. On the other hand, you have SIN 14. It's totally safe for your surfaces, has no odor, you don't rinse it, and it works for a whole week. It's just smarter. It's more efficient. It's the modern way to do it. So what does this all boil down to? It's about getting a smarter, safer kitchen. It's about getting predictable results, which leads to predictable savings. You're bringing a new level of control to your whole operation. And that quote on the screen really says it all, doesn't it? A system designed not just for cleaning, but for predictable savings and safety. It's not just about wiping things down anymore. It's about being strategic. It's about building a proactive system that works for you. So the final thought I want to leave you with is this. It's not about what you're losing to spoilage today. It's about what you could be gaining with a smarter, safer approach tomorrow.